Hello there, welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, please click on the subscribe button and then on the bell button next to it so that you receive notifications the moment I set out a new video. My name is Manuela and you're on to another episode of the Sister Say What podcast. Welcome. So today I want to dig into one of the cover-up lies that women tell that bother me a lot. And that is this. Why do you buy things for yourself with your own money and then claim it was bought to you by your man? Why? Hello, welcome to my channel. You would see some of the most controversial, weirdest, and also very pleasant conversations. On the last episode, we had a true or false debate on the propaganda that women would like to spend their own money. If you didn't watch it right here. And now this week, I want to discuss why women now spend their own money only to come out and claim this money was from their man. So have you ever witnessed an incident or even heard a narration of one? Like, it's bizarre. A woman would actually use her money to buy something that she wants for herself and then claim that it was bought her by a man. So I had a near personal experience, near personal because it was witnessed by my mom. Now apparently a colleague of my mom arrived office on one good faithful day with a new, not brand new, but a new red Corolla, clean car. So now everybody's congratulating her. You did well, congratulations on your new car. Now instead of this woman to accept these well wishes and congratulations proudly, even if you don't want to say it's you that bought it, because that's actually nobody's business, right? But at least accept it and stop there. But no, she went ahead to be saying, oh, thank you, but it was all my husband. Thank God for my husband. He bought this car for me. She went on and on. Now, my mom and a few other colleagues that knew her, that were friends with her outside work, they were shocked because they know this woman. They know what her marriage is like. They know how she's been struggling to buy this car without any support from this man. And she finally succeeded, and you're giving him all the glory even when nobody's asking you, hello? Okay, now it's easy to think this is obtainable amongst the women of the older generation. You know, those days where women would attribute all their wins to their husbands, if possible, attribute the air they breathe to him. But is that really so? Because I can recall off the top of my head a number of cases we've seen, we've witnessed with popular, successful women, celebrities who have come out to lay these kind of complaints that I'm the one that bought all these things, even the car, I bought it, to the extent of even buying engagement rings for themselves and coming out and telling us that this man bought these things for her. Of course, after the relationship or the marriage had hit the rocks. So now my question is, why do you do this as a woman? What is your mindset? What is your drive? How do you burn your making damn good money and you can't even be proud enough to lay claim to your money in public? Why? So this is a serious topic. I'd really love to have your contributions. Alright. So personally, in my opinion, I can think of 3 possible reasons to attribute this attitude to. Okay. First, I would say it's out of the pressure to show, to prove to the uncaring world that your man can take care of you. That's why you would see young girls fighting or arguing amongst themselves whose man is richer or whose man is more generous. It's more like a do you know who my man is contest. And so because of that, your man buys you something and you rush to show your friends, oh my god, he bought this one for me just yesterday, and then you end up creating an unplanned lie. You go like, he's even promised to get me this other thing next week. Say what? The innocent young man is minding his own business somewhere and you've already incurred a debt on his head. a trip to Dubai that he needs to that he needs to sponsor. And then before you know it, you're pressuring him or pestering him to get this thing for you because you promised your friends that he promised to get it for you. And then eventually you realize that this is not going to work, and then you use your money and buy it and show up to your friends and like, he bought these stuff for me. That pressure, that peer group influence, I don't even know. Is it your friends that are putting this pressure on you, or is this the pressure you're putting on yourself? What's that contest all about? And then eventually he cheats on you or disrespects you in a way that you cannot hide, and the relationship comes crashing down, and then you're vomiting all these stuff and you're saying you're even the one taking care of yourself, you're the ones buying stuff for yourself, you're the one doing all your shopping for yourself. He wasn't doing any of this stuff. And that's not our issue. But our issue is that you told us he was the one doing this things. So why all of that cover up? Why? Who were you competing with? Who was putting this pressure on you? Huh? And then the second reason that I can think of for this issue is the lie that you were told when you were a teenage girl, that disclosing to people that you are the one spending money on yourself is disrespectful to your man. Right? I mean, how many young girls didn't ever feel that way? That it is your man that should take care of you, and everything you're getting should be from him, and if it's not from him, nobody else should know. You shouldn't claim any glory. Say what? You are taught to be humble. You are expected to be humble. Oh my God, is there any word that has been ever as misinterpreted or misrepresented or misused or abused as the word humble, humility in Nigeria, or probably in Africa as regards women? That word means so many things that cannot even be found in the dictionary as pertains to the definition, the real definition of humility. And so in this case, you are not humble if you're spending money on yourself and people know that it's not from your husband. People will say that you are being disrespectful to him, who's your crown, right? So this mindset beats me. Like, I can't get my head around it. This is the reason why you see women or ladies passing money under the tables to the men to pay the steward or the bartender for dinner or for drinks or whatever. I mean, if you bring the money out from your purse and pass it to the bartender, is your dinner date or is your husband going to be less of a man, or will he suddenly become a woman and you become the man? Like, I don't get it. And if as a man this kind of thing emasculates you, you really need to retrace where your problem is coming from. So there's just so many subtle solves that nudges women to reduce themselves, to shrink themselves, to dim their light so that the man next to them can shine, can glow. And it's ridiculous because you don't need someone else to dim for you to shine. If you're going to shine, you're going to shine either ways. So this is the reason also you realize that you grow up feeling inadequate around money. You feel like you're not deserving of money. You can't handle money. You don't deserve your pay at work. You don't deserve all of this money because you're not a man. And so if your man is not making that much money or is not getting paid as much, and then you can buy these things for yourself, these things that you really want, and if you got to buy them, you must make sure that everyone thinks he's the one buying them for you. That's crazy. That's another level of crazy. So you just acclaim all of your wins, take no glories at all, acclaim your wins to him. Great stuff, isn't it? So the last reason that I can think of for this occurrence, that a woman would buy something for herself, a car, a property, whatever, and claim it is the man that bought it for her, is abuse. When you're being conditioned to massage the ego of your abusive husband or your abusive partner, And so he enjoys your praises in public while he's punching you back at home. You believe that maybe if you praise him enough, maybe, just maybe, he would abuse you less. And this doesn't work. No, it doesn't work at all. You might just experience a little relief for a while where he's calling you, oh, you're being a good girl, you're praising daddy, you're doing well, you're doing fine. And then a few days later, he will clear for an eye and he's back to the punching beast that he is. And then you start looking for a way to praise him yet again in public. Really? For how long? The more you feed the ego of an abusive man, the more he abuses you. That's just it. So all of those public praises is just a truckload of bull. So he's just going to keep abusing you, especially when he's looking at you and he's like, this one is rich, she's successful, she has all it takes to be independent of me. And yet I have succeeded somehow in frying her chicken brain and getting her to bow to all of my whims and caprices. No, he's not going to let you go. If he gives you a little more break, he's going to feel like you will gain some sense and you will leave him. And no abusive man wants you to leave. Do you understand? That's going to hurt his ego. And so he keeps you there, abused. He would rather you die than leave. No. You ain't going nowhere. So the earlier you realize that the abuse wouldn't stop, just because you're praising him everywhere, you come on social media, you're calling him the best thing that's ever happened to you, and then you go back home, you get punished. That's ridiculous. So that's all I can fathom on this topic. This mindset that you have to attribute anything you get for yourself to the man in your life, so that you appear humble, so that you can prove that he can take care of you, or so that you can massage his ego enough to not abuse you. I don't know. Is there something else you think I missed? Is there something else you want to add to this? Because honestly, I just can't get my head around it. I can wrap my head around it. And this thing is happening in several places, probably more than you can imagine. And of course, we wouldn't ever know until marriage or relationship hit the rocks, and then everybody's out and crying their fouls and their woes, and you're like, why would you even be doing this? You buy a property, you put it in his name. Many families don't even know that the daughter-in-law or the sister-in-law that they disrespect, that they detest and talk to anyhow, is actually the one financing a lot of things in the home. She's actually the one buying those cars that they see their son or their brother driving, and they're thinking, he's made it, he's arrived, and this woman is eating all of his money. They don't know that. And the woman is keeping quiet to save the face of this man. And the man wouldn't even bother to say anything. He wouldn't even want to defend his wife against those outside, because he's just egoistic like that. He's just an egocentric, narcissist, abusive person, and you just feeding his ego. And one day you're going to wake up and start asking yourself, what is all this life about anyway? And I just hope that you get to that realization as early enough as possible before your entire life rolls away. So that's all I've got for you today. Learn what humility really means. Take pride in your wins. Take the glory for your wins. If your partner would not be proud that you achieved this, that you were able to buy this, that you were able to show off this stuff that you got for yourself, then just maybe he's not into it for you. Just maybe he's not supportive. And maybe he's got a big ego and he would prefer you weigh down. Think about all of this and make the right choices in your life. And that's it for today. I hope you learned something. I hope you have something to contribute to this issue. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like this video and share to spread the good message, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you again on next week's episode. Bye. To join in on my podcast conversations, drop your opinions in the comments. They may agree with mine, they may contradict, but your comments may be featured in a next episode. Catch my podcast on the go by listening in on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Simply search for Sister Say What on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe and leave me a great review on iTunes. Talk to you again. Bye.